Welcome to Square Feet again on Vishvavahini, and this week we are going to talk about another interesting investment opportunity in Melbourne, which is Flinders Bank by Century Group Ost, which is one of the largest luxurious apartment developer from China, and more importantly, this will be the home to Australia's first St. Regis Hotel in Melbourne. And to discuss about this interesting project, we have Lillian from Colliers International with us today. Welcome, Lillian.
Welcome.
We are very happy to be you in the program today.
Likewise.
And
it's my pleasure. Thanks.
And let's have this interesting discussion because the whole idea of this program to give the information to our Sri Lankan expatriates as well as people living here who are looking at investment opportunities in Melbourne.
Okay.
And this is a great project because of the great developer behind it, and also the Australia's first St. Regis Hotel will be the home in this building. Can you give us a little bit about background of this entire development and what is coming to Melbourne in this beautiful water views of the Yarra River, which coming on this project?
Absolutely. It's my honor to be on this program as well. Thanks for having me. Today we are going to introduce Flinders Bank to the communities, and it has been a very, very exciting program for us as well. Therefore, again, welcome. Maybe this city model pool will give you a better idea where the location and how importance of this location is to us. This is city Melbourne. I think Sanjika will agree with me. Flinders Bank situated in a very, very unique spot where we used to be known as World Trade Center. And also if we mention Crown Casino and Crown Hotel and Crown Entertainment Center, this was actually used to be the old Crown Casino.
So this is actually going to be built in front of the Crown Plaza Hotel.
Correct.
And overlooking the Yarra River.
The Yarra River.
And that means on a New Year's night, you get to see the beautiful fireworks coming out of that. And also walking distance to Crown Casino. And also this will be within the free tram circle limits in Melbourne.
Yes. So you got a good wrap up already. But how I look at this project, unique wise, we don't see any other kind of location repeatedly all the time. Last time we had a similar location, residential tower, it was probably around 10 or 12 years ago. It's very, very difficult to find a spot like this where you're right into the CBD area, you're walking distance to Crown Casino, Crown Plaza, Crown Entertainment Center, and there is another new area here where our government, our city council is putting great infrastructures every year too. It's called Docklands. So all three areas, CBD, South Bank and Docklands, is sits in the middle and connect them wellly.
And Lillian, if you look at the location, it's again walking distance to Flinders Street Station as well.
Correct.
And that is the communication hub connecting to all cities from Melbourne, and whoever living in their apartment is just walking to the public transport. And Lillian, one of the other interesting fact is that a lot of investors looking at investing in Melbourne CBD when their kids grown up going to universities. This is closer to RMIT, University of Melbourne. From the other side, direct train access to Monash University, Deakin University. All these universities are reached from this location.
Absolutely. If you're homing here, I would say public transport, one thing, and also working distance to every business center, everything, and the schools, educations around. There were maybe 2-3 famous universities ranking worldwide, the top 50, isn't it? Monash, Melbourne Uni.
And correct. It is the educational hub is the Melbourne in Australia, so that will be great. And most importantly, Lillian, there's going to be a lot of media coverage and publicity about the St. Regis Hotel, and we cannot. We have to talk about that great hotel coming to this project. Can can you give us a little bit of insight about that, St. Regis, to our viewers?
Absolutely. It has been the most exciting factor that came to us, to Melbourne, if not to the city, to the whole country. St. Regis chosen to be there for the very first time in their 100 years kind of operation history, to become the first to home into Fullness Bank Tower 2, by saying that it might be the good idea for us to visit the model later. Yes, so to just break down.
Yeah. I think you can go through the model, and in terms of the development, this is by Fender Katzilitz, one of the design, the famous architect, and 1 billion plus development investment onto the project.
Yes,
and all the ticks are aligned to become a greatest investment project in Melbourne.
Every tick boxes ticks.
Yeah,
absolutely. Can we just maybe St. Regis part? This is also regarding as the future coming Melbourne's centre precinct for all the 5-star hotels.
Yes, we talked about Ritz-Carlton Hotel last week, and the St. Regis Hotel is all in the same path.
It's all the international big operators for the hotels, entertainments are all looking at this street here.
Which is the Spencer Street, which will have access to tram lines, access to universities, access to parks, docklands, and from the other side, Crown Casino, St. Kilda Road, official present, and Melbourne CBD, and all accessed within this great location.
Yes, absolutely.
And Lillian, this is great introduction, and let's move into the model and discuss about the development after a little break.
Okay, cool. We'll come back.
Welcome back. Square feet again, and Lillian, we were talking about the location, and now we are in front of this great project's model. Here you can see how it's coming up, 3 towers, and just walk us through on what's coming in, where the St. Regis Hotel, what facilities. Can you just give us a brief introduction on the facilities?
Yes, definitely. So this model would definitely give us better understand how the Fullness Bank as a whole precinct is going to present, and also it's a great way to showcase how Fender Katzilitz architect design is going to make a significant kind of landmark in the city.
When you say Fender Katzilitz, that's one or two touch base on. They have done the Eureka Towers, one of the key developments in Melbourne, one of the famous architect now behind this beautiful design. So which is another plus point to investing on a great project.
Yeah, you invest with the great architects always like the projects.
And Lillian, now this is St. Regis Hotel is up to level 11.
Yeah, so St. Regis Hotel just have their public announcement this week. They're going to operate their very first hotel in Australia in 2022.
Right.
So they are going to home in here, this section, level 1 to level 11 in our Tower 2 only, Tower 2 of Fullness Bank, which is this taller tower. They will have their own 168 guest rooms, 5-star hotel guest rooms, all situated in this section, as well as their very signature St. Regis Hotel Club, amenities.
Cool.
Amenities on level 5. Our residential, if you're looking at the Tower 2 to be home into the same tower with St. Regis guests, you can start purchasing the residences from level 12 all the way to level 30.
Right.
So it's actually quite not that common to see 5-star hotel is actually willing to be taking the lower section of the building.
Right.
Well, last week when we went through Ritz-Carlton, taking the top. The view lines are definitely significant, but I think how this position here, in particularly St. Regis, will also have, even if they are lower on level 11, they will also have the river view, the city views, and the South Bank.
And the view lines wise, because this tower will have direct access to Yara Valley.
Yes, correct, definitely.
That is an advantage.
Yeah.
So the residents will have the opportunity to purchase apartment from level 12
Correct.
all the way up to level 30 with the great views.
Yep.
And the hotel is operated up to 11,
correct. So as residences in this Fulliness Bank, especially if you are residents in Tower 2, you will also be able to purchase St. Regis membership card to be using to access their amenities on level 5. So not only you are using your kind of regular residential amenities on level 4, you can also enjoy, like if you wanted to be part of the hotel, like that kind of experience.
So that means the facilities, amenities managed by the St. Regis. So as the guests or owners of these apartments, you'll get access to those facilities. That means the facilities are better managed by the St. Regis compared to any other ordinary apartment development project.
Absolutely, yes. There are only 237 apartments designed in Tower 2 anyway, so it's not your very high dense kind of project, not your sky high project. We are dealing with a very owner-occupier oriented, or even if you're looking at a investment, it's gonna be your high market investment kind of product.
So Lilian, now when it comes to facilities managed by the hotel, how does that impacting your body corporation fees?
Yes, so it's not part of your owner corp. That means you don't have to pay them every year. If you wanted to use the hotel membership, hotel club amenity, that's cost you maybe 2,200. That's how at this stage we have defined with the hotel.
So that means it will significantly lower your body corporation fees.
Yes, if you
with
don't.
Access to the great facilities.
Correct.
Which is a plus point. And if someone buying an apartment and wanted to rent it out on a short-term basis on Airbnb, the guests will get access to all these facilities. It's a great way of promoting your investment property.
Promoting your property, and also if you are not going to purchase the membership card, your regular owner corporation is also very, if you had a look on the schedule, it's very low. If you are purely just renting as a regular home, renting out, leasing out as your traditional ways like long-term leasing, you are looking at owner corporation around 2,000 to 3,000, even if it's already large apartment consider.
And given that the St. Regis will be there and manage the facilities, which is an opportunity. And also, Lilian, let's walk us through on the construction timeline. So this is 2020?
2022. 2022. Tower 1 and 3. Tower 3 at the moment we haven't started selling yet. But we're looking at to do that early next year. So the whole precinct is going to under construction in a kind of simultaneously manner. So we're looking at to finish them all 2022.
So the entire development, how many apartments altogether?
Around 600 circa.
600
apartments. 600. Here in Tower 1, we have designed 195. In Tower 2 apartments, 237. And Tower 3, we are not yet confirmed. But
that's great information, Lilia. Now, in terms of inclusions, all high-end inclusions, I think we will be moving into the model house showroom to discuss about what inclusions we are getting in the project. Thank you, Lilian. Let's have a quick break and then we go back to that.
Okay.
Welcome back to Square Feet again, and we have Bandhu Disanayaka here with us. Welcome, Bandhu, on the program, and it's a great pleasure. Now you've been with us last week as well. Thank you for coming along. What do you think about this great St. Regis Hotel?
I must congratulate you on the Square Feet program, which introduces lots of opportunities for our expatriate Sri Lankans to grow their money.
Thank you.
So, I mean, last week we spoke about the Ritz-Carlton project, and this is
St. Regis Hotel, the first St. Regis in Australia. So we get to access to that, and our Sri Lankan community have no access to purchase investments
as I
here.
told you last week, it's an excellent opportunity for our expatriate Sri Lankans, those who have got children studying in the CBD, rather than spending money unnecessarily on renting and traveling and so on. And also the students themselves can save a lot of time to devote to their studies.
Studies, exactly. Yeah. And most of the time, the couple of students get together and sharing in apartments, and this then become their investment, and that covers the mortgage.
At the end of that study period,
they have their investment for their
kids. And they have grown their money without spending on rent and so on. That's a good opportunity. And also for the others who are looking purely to grow their money, this is an excellent opportunity. This Flinders Bank is located in one of the most prestigious areas in the city.
And also it is beautiful designed by a well-known friend, and you know him, Carl Fender.
Carl Fender, actually,
he's been behind a lot of
I had the opportunity to take him to Sri Lanka.
Yes.
And one thing he did there was he wanted to visit Vishvavahini's residence.
And he's trying to learn from our Sri Lankan great architect, which is a great honor for us Sri Lankans.
Yeah. And also for those who are in Sri Lanka, this is an excellent opportunity to own and invest in the most livable city in the world. That's for the 7 years in concert.
That's the only country in the world who got this award for continuous 7 years.
Yes.
And that is a key
I mean, there are a lot of reasons for that. It's not only the quality of living, but also the growth of your own capital.
So, and this year it's been the second, but there are reasons behind it, but this is the only city in the world who got this award for 7 continuous years.
And see, even in Sri Lanka, foreigners cannot own property, they can only buy from a certain level.
But in Australia, apartments it's open.
It's open. And also they can get a loan from here.
Correct. And that is a good thing now. Recently, the giving loans to overseas residents were reduced. Now HSBC has come up and offering this offer to non-residents, which we can provide that support to Sri Lankans.
Which is around 60%.
Up to 65% we can get lending from HSBC Bank, which is a great opportunity. And that is, they're giving the same local interest rates, 4.2, 4.5% as everyone else in Australia.
Yeah, that's much less than the interest rates in Sri Lanka.
Compared to
okay, Sanjika, so through your program, keep enlightening our expatriate community about those opportunities.
Thank you, Bandhu, and once again, thank you for joining with us today. And we'll be meeting again on another program. Thanks. Welcome back to Square Feet again. Lilian, now we are in the model apartment of this Flinders Bank project. Beautiful inclusions, high-end inclusions I can see, but obviously our viewers want to know what are these high-end inclusions, Lilian.
Yeah,
I can see Malay, I can see 60 mil.
60 mil natural stone bench.
Stone bench. Can go through what inclusions you're getting if someone's buying that.
Okay, lovely. So once again, when you walk into the model showroom here, we need to bring like Finnegan's Lady again. Finnegan's Lady did our architect design, also our interior design.
Right.
So quality finishing, quality standard finishings, and you can see the luxury, the kind of effort that they put in. They wanted to show how the water, the fluence, like a water signature is has inspired them from the river, from our Phillip Bay, and from Docklands, all these river signatures, landmarks around Melbourne. So everything that you see here is kind of curvy.
Yes.
Yes. So you will get as a standard inclusion when you walk into your living area. Your timber floorboards are like a herringbone pattern, and that's standard.
Yeah.
Your 6mm natural stone bench top on the island bench side, and also on the splash back side, as well as standard finishings. Of course, there will size differences. It depends on
depending on the size of the apartment we're selecting.
Yes, correct.
But this theme will be flow through to every apartment.
Yes, correct. And also how the ceiling height is nowadays. I believe Sanjika has dealt with a lot of apartment selling, settlements and everything. Here the ceiling height is 2.7, which you can tell the audience.
That with the ceiling height you can see that this is an exclusive development, because if it is ordinary development, developers try to reduce the ceiling height and have multiple floors and make more money, but this is not focused on that, which is a great thing.
Correct. Yeah, so in your kitchen area, you will get your Miele appliances. Miele, well, if it's a 2 bedrooms, you will get your oven, dishwasher, and Miele appliances with a 4-burner, and how the range hood, everything included. If it's a 3-bedroom apartment, they will also have a integrated steamer on top of the oven. So yeah, this is where you see what way to typical 3-bedroom standard finishing already.
Every appliances, bathroom fittings, everything comes with this unique design for this project. Which is great thing.
Yeah, very signature.
Very signature design. Yeah, that's beautiful. And if anyone wants to get more information or want to have a look, the display studio is open, and we can ask them to come here and have a look at this model house and see how the inclusions are included in this project.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, let me know anytime.
Definitely.
Have a purchase appointment.
Definitely. We'll come back to you, Lillian. And our time today is running out for the program. And unfortunately we have to stop it, but I'm sure we will be in touch with you with our purchases to get more information. And thank you very much. So we will come back on another week with another interesting project for our Sri Lankan community in Australia, as well as people in Sri Lanka, about the investments in Australia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.